Mark Carney is Canada's next Prime Minister after his Liberal Party regained power in the 2025 polls, though they fell short of a majority. Now, this marks a significant political comeback, defeating Pierre Poilievre's Conservatives. Now, Mark's return to power has raised questions about the potential impact on Canada's relationship with India. Take a look at that special report.
Mark Carney is set to return as Canada's Prime Minister after his Liberal Party regained power in a closely watched election on April 28th. Though falling short of a majority, the result marks a remarkable comeback against Pierre Poilievre's Conservatives.
We'll be returning to Parliament. Yves-François Blanchet. And I want to congratulate Pierre Poilievre on a hard-fought, fair, good campaign, his commitment to the country that we both love. They all have many, many more contributions to our land.
World leaders, including Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, have congratulated Mark Carney on his victory. The vote came amid rising tensions, including US annexation threats and new tariffs under President Trump. Carney's return is expected to reset ties with India, with Modi among the first to extend his greetings.
What we have is now the combining unpopularity of Justin Trudeau and the hostility towards Donald Trump, which resulted in the Conservatives losing a lead and the Liberals raced ahead because their candidate, Mark Carney, who was an economist, leading the Bank of Canada and the Bank of England, is seen as the best man to lead Canada at a time when their closest partner and ally, the United States, has turned against them, and they are in the midst of an economic war of sorts.
Alongside his firm stance against US President Donald Trump's policies, Mark Carney is known for championing key domestic issues, especially environmental sustainability. As the UN Special Envoy for Climate Change since 2019, he launched the Glasgow Financial Alliance for Net Zero in 2021, bringing together banks and financial institutions to combat climate change. Mark Carney also supports capping immigration to ease pressure on Canada's housing and healthcare systems.
Mark Carney has played a strong role in his previous avatars in being a climate activist almost. He was working with Brookfield, the international investor. He was working as a vice president looking at climate issues. He also was advising the UN on climate issues. And he was leading many of these climate matters as a matter of both personal conviction but also professional choice. So he is convinced and persuaded climate warrior.
Mark Carney had earlier signaled his intent to restore and strengthen ties with India, a relationship that came under severe strain during former Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's tenure. He described the India-Canada partnership as incredibly important and is expected to leverage it to boost trade cooperation and streamline immigration policies.
Given the existential threat that Canada now faces from President Trump's aggressive moves to sort of subjugate Canada both economically and politically, he has no option but to diversify Canada's economic partners. And I think India, as the fastest growing major economy in the world, obviously fits the bill. So I see certainly much more positive movement in India-Canada relations, leaving the baggage of the past behind. Our main problem was with Prime Minister Trudeau. He has, of course, already exited the scene. Prime Minister Mark Carney is a pragmatic economist who is not so much beholden to vote bank politics as Trudeau was. So from that point of view, I expect a speedy return of the High Commissioners to both the capitals. I expect resumption of the negotiations on the comprehensive economic partnership agreement between India and Canada.
Carney's election win not only opens the door for India to strengthen trade and economic ties, but also presents an opportunity to address key security concerns, particularly those related to Khalistani extremism.
Well, today is a little different. Before we wrap up, my dear viewers, it is my last show with Mira now after an enriching 2.5 years from anchoring primetime shows to bringing you the morning news. Mira now campaigns to stories that matter. This journey has been fulfilling, always with one goal in mind, putting you, our viewers, first. A heartfelt thank you to all my incredible colleagues who make it all happen behind the scenes. This isn't goodbye, just the start of a new chapter. But for now, it's me, Nivedna Prabhu, signing off from Mira now. Thank you very much for watching.